Hello everyone, welcome to the 101% podcast where we talk about mindset, motivation, discipline, how to always push yourself, how to become a beast and how to defeat struggle. This podcast will help you to get a better life, that's 101% for sure. I'm your host Joakim and together with me is the co-host and my sister Annika. Welcome to this podcast. Welcome back everyone. Why should everyone improve their sleep? Because sleep is the foundation of mental health, physical health, performance of all kind, cognitive performance, physical performance and everything. It also controls our immune system and skin health. By improving your sleep, you will live longer, think clearer and feel better. In today's episode, we will teach you many tips that will improve your sleep. And when your sleep improves, everything else in your life will improve as well. So how are you today, Annika, and how has your sleep been for the past month?
Good, thank you. Everything is good. I'm enjoying the time here and I'm applying for jobs and spending a lot of time with family and training. So that's been good. I haven't trained so much lately, but I'm starting to ease back into it now. So that feels very good. And my sleep has been very good. I feel the quality of sleep is very good, but I struggle to fall asleep at night. So it can take a long time. Yeah. How about you? How are you? And how has your sleep been lately?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay, but my sleep has been very bad for many months. We have run this podcast business now for 4 months. But before this podcast business, my sleep has also been bad. But after the podcast business, it has been worse. So I easy to fall asleep at night, but I often wake up many times through the night. I am uneasy. I'm moving a lot, and the sleep is not good. So we know that a lot of people have problem with their sleep. So we did create this episode to learn our listeners and ourselves more about how we can improve our sleep, and then also we can improve our life.
Awesome. I think we all need it. We all need to improve our sleep. At some periods of time, we struggle with it. And I know that you have been struggling a lot. And I don't know, do you think it is the stress or the pressure or what is making it worse and worse?
Yeah, a good question, because I eat healthy, I train, and I do not feel as stressed, but maybe I'm more stressed than I feel. And
Maybe.
yeah, could be. And after we have done some research, I have started to implement those tricks. And just some days ago, we did this research, and my sleep already have improved a little bit. So I start to do these tricks now, and for the last 2 days, I have slept much better and on a long time. So I will do more and more of the tricks in this episode, and I sure my sleep will improve much better.
Awesome. Then let's hear all about it and let's share all this valuable information with our listeners.
Sleep is extremely important in our life. It resets our ability to be focused, alert, and emotional stable in the period we are awake. To perform better when you are awake, you need good sleep.
What we do in the awakening state determines when we will get tired, how quickly we fall asleep, if we will stay asleep, and how we feel when we wake up the following day. Your nutrition and your physical health impacts your sleep as well. And we will look at the science behind this and give you some pro tips.
A lot of the information in this podcast episode we have from Andrew Huberman. He is an American neuroscience and podcaster. He is an associated professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology at the Stanford University School of Medicine. Since 2021, he has hosted the popular health and science-focused Huberman Lab. It is a great and informative podcast. If you want to learn more about sleep, health, and nutrition, I absolutely recommend you to check out his podcast. We will insert link to 2 episodes of the Huberman Lab podcast about sleep improvement in our show notes. We also learned a lot from Matthew Walker. He is a British author, science professor, and neuroscience and psychology at the University of California, Berkeley, and founder and director of the Center for Human Sleep Science. He was on the Joe Rogan Experience 6 years ago. He is a specialist of sleep. If you want to know more about sleep, he is absolutely worth checking out. We will insert the link to his webpage and the Matthew Walker podcast as well in our show note below.
We will divide the research into different topics and answer problems that often occur within these. And first, let's take a look at the importance of light exposure. Melatonin is the sleep hormone. Your body has a low production of melatonin in the daytime because of the light, because you produce it as a response to darkness. So this naturally increases at night. If you expose yourself to light at night, you can block this production of melatonin. So to get started in the morning and signal to your brain that it is daytime, you should view bright sunlight within the first 30 to 60 minutes of your day. The ideal thing is to go out in the daylight within the first 5 to 15 awakening minutes. And even if you can just do it for a very short time, even just 2 minutes or 10 minutes, it will increase your cortisol level. Do this early so it doesn't come, so the production of cortisol doesn't only happen later on in the day. It is 50 times less effective to look at the sunlight through the window. So go outside. It does not have to be sunny. On cloudy days, it is extra important that you get out and get some daylight. So, however the weather is, step outside.
This improves your awakening through the day and help you sleep better at night. When you start go outside every morning, you will feel more energized. The light meter is an application you can use to measure the sunlight outside. Yoga Nidra is a form of meditation that Huberman recommends before you go to sleep. Sunlight in the late afternoon and evening as well is very good for you. That tells your biological clock that it is evening. It is a good reference point for your body to know what time it is. Avoid artificial light between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. Dim light in your house at night. Bright light at night impact your sleep in a bad way. You should switch your screen to night mode when it is evening so you don't get too exposed to the bright blue light. Yet, the best thing is to avoid screen the last hour before you are going to sleep.
We'll take a closer look into how temperature affects your sleep. The body temperature goes up in the morning and down in the night. So it is not smart to take a cold shower, for example, at night. At night, it is better with a warm shower. Your body temperature will drop and it is easier to fall asleep. Drop your temperature in your bedroom for 3 degrees when you're going to sleep. And when you sleep, your body temperature will also drop 1 to 3 degrees. If your body heats up, you will warm up about 1 to 3 degrees again, and you will wake up.
Cold showers and bath are great. Cold exposure is a good way to wake up. 1 to 3 minutes of cold water will wake you up. After this, your body temperature will increase again, and it always makes me feel so awake and energized. It releases adrenaline and dopamine, which is great for motivation and focus.
I love ice showers and ice baths. I always feel so zen afterwards because you release a lot of good hormones, and for a period of time I would just do it every single day just at home to turn the water on as cold as possible, and then I would just hate it for the first seconds, but I would only focus on my breathing, try to breathe in a relaxed way and count to 30, for example. And just doing this every day has so many benefits. And then afterwards, when you get outside and you turn off the water, your temperature starts going up, and I just feel extremely calm and mindful.
You always surprise, Annika. Physical activities is of course extremely important in all aspects of life, also when it comes to sleep. After exercising, we are more alert for some hours. If you want to be alert early in the day and sleep well at night, get that bright sunlight. Get into some cold water. If you don't want to get inside cold water, try to get some movement. Take a walk, light jog, skip rope. Those are things you can do at the same time you get sunlight, daylight. Exercise is good for increasing your core body temperature. Best time to exercise is immediately after you wake up, or 3 hours after you wake up, or 11 hours after you wake up.
And we are going to talk about nutrition, because what you fuel your body with is of course going to affect how well you perform and how well you feel. And my focus about nutrition throughout the day is just to plan it in a smart way. We know that when you eat carbs, you get energy very quickly afterwards. Your body doesn't need so much time to absorb it and create it to energy. But when you eat fats and proteins, it takes a bit more time. So of course I schedule my meals so that when I need fast carbs, like right before training, I'll eat fruits and these kind of things. And then of course fuel my body with healthy fats and proteins afterwards and in the morning, so I have some time to build that energy up. And then having good solutions, I try not to use sugar as the energy, because I feel that then I get very energized, and then the drop of blood sugar is so huge afterwards. So I'd rather drink a Herbalife shake or a protein shake with like chocolate milk, for example, because then you get that carb, but also in a better way. Then I'm able to divide my energy in a good way throughout the day. I don't get that lows and drops in blood sugar. And I feel that when I'm in these periods of time when I use this in a good way, I perform a lot better at training. My focus is very sharp at work and studies, but also with the sleep, then my sleep functions in a much better way. And something I also do, I can share with you, is that in the evening, I often eat almonds because it has magnesium in a natural way. And I eat kiwi because that improves your sleep in a natural way as well, because it connects to your hormones and produce the hormones you need to fall asleep and to have a good quality of sleep.
Everything we do in the first 60 to 90 minutes of the day, we will take us through the day, evening, and into the night when we sleep. It is important with great routines. We look into some supplement that can increase your sleep, if the natural things has not helped you. Magnesium threonate, theanine, and apigenin can help you to sleep quicker and to increase your quality of sleep. Andrew Huberman recommends everyone to delay your caffeine intake the first 90 to 120 minutes after you wake up. If you delay your caffeine intake, you will avoid your afternoon crash, where you get sleepy in the afternoon. You do yourself a great favor. If not, you will feel more tired later in the day. That makes you drink more caffeine, and then it will affect your sleep in a bad way. It is smart to not drink caffeine after 2 p.m. As for now, I have stopped to drink caffeine for 3 weeks. And I see that my sleep is improving. And when I'm gonna start again, because I like it a lot, I'm not gonna drink caffeine after 12 p.m. And I have learned that personally for me, that's the best. I used to drink decaf, caffeine-free coffee later in the day and at night. Then it does not impact my sleep. I recommend everyone to drink caffeine-free coffee or caffeine-free tea later in the day and in the evening to prevent caffeine from impacting your sleep in a bad way.
I love coffee. I am so addicted to it, and I'm never going to stop drinking it. But now I have to delay it though, because it has very good benefits. The first thing I do in the morning is to have a coffee. After my morning prayer, I go straight to the caffeine. So yeah, I'll keep you posted, but then I'm gonna start delaying that.
Good.
And we know that caffeine is very good for your focus. It has many good benefits. And before, I would always try all of these different kind of things, that was on the market, these kind of supplements and pre-workouts and all of these things. But throughout the years, I realized that the best thing is often the most natural ones. Drinking a coffee and having a banana before training is better for me than to try the supplements, all the powder you don't even know what it is, of pre-workout. And so I will for sure never cut out coffee.
I understand. I love it also. So that's why I'm gonna start again soon, because it gives you superpower, yeah? It do that.
Yeah, definitely. And it is a cup of happiness, this coffee cup. And we know that if you drink coffee after 4 p.m. though, it can affect your sleep in a bad way. There is a lot of studies and data on this, so don't shoot the messenger. The reason caffeine wakes you up is because it blocks the sleepy receptors. When caffeine leaves your body, you feel a crash and you get sleepy. But as Joakim said, caffeine gives you power. It gives you energy. You need to experience by yourself how caffeine works, because it is a bit individual how people respond to it.
Do not get to bed full or too hungry. Diets that are high in sugar, heavy with carbohydrates, and low in fiber are not good for your sleep. You get less deep sleep and more fragment through the night. It is better to eat some hours before you go to bed than to eat right before you go to bed. Alcohol destroys your sleep. The sleep you get after drinking is very poorly.
Definitely, and this is something I've looked a lot into, because I know many people say that they sleep so good after just a little bit of alcohol, but it is not true. All the research goes against this. You do not sleep better. You do not perform better. So this is definitely something to cut out if you want to have a good quality of sleep, which you need to recover your brain. But how does really sleep affect your performance?
I think if you have bad sleep, yeah, it will decrease your performance with at least 30%. And that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Annika, what do you think about your own experience as a fighter and sleep? How much do you think it affect you? Could it be right, 30%? Is it more? Is it less?
It is a very good question. I don't know about the numbers, but I feel like I can have a bad night of sleep and I can go crush it at training in the next day. So it's not like I feel the immediate effect sometimes, because I think it's a lot about willpower too. If you slept bad and then you have a fight, then you still have a fight. You still have to perform. So I think it's a lot about mindset, but for sure, I feel that in the long term, it definitely is at least 30%, maybe even more. Like if I have a period of bad sleep, I don't feel good. I don't feel so energized. I don't feel like I have so much to give. I eat not as healthy, I don't stick to my habits in the same way. I don't feel like I have the power to keep the pace in training. So for sure, in the long run, it definitely affects my training very badly.
Okay. People who sleep only 5 to 6 hours at night will age a decade earlier than if you sleep normally. And your testosterone level will also drop to the same level as someone that is 10 years older than you. Sleep is the greatest legal performance enhancing drugs that most people are neglecting in sport. It is also good for your memory and your ability to learn skills. Between 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night is ideal for adults. The term "you can sleep when you are dead" is just nonsense. Because if you do not sleep enough for a long period, you will die sooner.
For sure, and your brain will not function as well as it's supposed to, and the systems in your body will not function as well as they're supposed to. And back to my point about that the natural things are the most important. Natural food, natural nutrition is better than the supplements. So if you sleep badly, but you just cover it up with caffeine, it will not compensate for it. So it is very important to give your body what it needs, and for sure that is enough sleep. So don't sleep too little. It is a higher possibility to even develop Alzheimer's and cancer if you don't sleep enough. Because every day you produce cancer cells in your body. As a solution to this, your amazing body also have natural killer cells. These are wonderful immune cells that target malignant cells. And if you only sleep 4 hours a night, it is a 70% reduction in critical anti-cancer fighting cells. So make sure to get a good and long enough sleep that will absolutely improve your health and your life. So we are going to look at some directly tips to how you can improve your sleep. Because to improve it, you have to look at behavioral tools first. Then you can look at your nutrition. And if you still need to improve it, then you can start looking for supplements. Then, as a last kind of resort, if it's still necessary to improve, then you can start looking for prescription of medication from certified people like your doctor.
Supplement for improving your sleep. Melatonin is the sleep hormone, and you can be taken as a supplement to fall asleep sooner. As mentioned, magnesium, threonine, apigenin, and threonine. Threonine is for better sleep through the night. Can take those 30 to 60 minutes before sleeping time.
Andrew Huberman uses the Reverie app, and he uses hypnosis to fall back to sleep again. 99 out of 100 times he falls asleep again by using this app. So check out these apps and the meditation apps. And as mentioned, Yoga Nidra is very good as well.
Keeping the same sleeping and waking up time all the time is the best for your sleep. On weekends, try to not sleep more than 1 hour more than you used to.
Go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time. Every day, 7 days a week.
Try to stay away from the screen the last hours before you go to sleep.
Maybe we have discovered one of the things that make you sleep bad then. Because maybe you're working until you roll over your office chair and right into your bed that's right behind you now.
That's right. I do that every day. But I have found a little trick. I turn down the light in the house, and I also take on night screen mode on my computer, and then it's have helped me a lot.
Right, that is good. Then that will help you, and then you have found a hack to get the best out of both worlds.
Absolutely.
So to turn down the lights inside the house and on the screens are a good tip.
Make your room cold. You will always sleep better in a cool room than in a warm room.
And a warm shower, as we mentioned before bed, is great. Because when you go out of the shower, your temperature decreases and you will sleep better. And also something that I feel works very good for myself is to go outside when it's evening, because I get so tired, especially in the winter time when I get in and it's warm and your temperature goes up again. It's super easy to fall asleep at night.
Light, darkness, temperature, food, exercise, caffeine, supplement, and digital tools are things that will affect your sleep. What we eat, when we eat, and the amount we eat has an impact on our sleep as well. In this episode, we have given you great advice and tricks to improve your sleep. Start to improve your sleep today. Do it now, and good luck. We are publishing a lot of good information that is valuable to our listeners. it is important for us to get our message out to as many people as possible so that people can have a better and healthier life. So please help us to share this episode and the great message we have. If you would like to donate a small amount to this podcast, it will be great. The 101%podcast.com/donate is the place to donate. Thank you. This episode was recorded February 5th, 2025. Take care and hope you will have a good sleep after you have implemented those tricks we have learned you today.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram on this podcast account, the 101% podcast. If you like this episode, make sure to share this podcast episode with a friend and review the show on Apple Podcast. Thank you to all the audience for listening. We appreciate you all a lot. Hope that you will come back and listen to our next episode. Until next time, take care and give it your best.